All right, everybody, this is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the webinar on essential landing pages to grow your business. So in this webinar, this is kind of like a catch-all webinar. Cover a lot of different things in this webinar, including landing pages. So if anybody has a type of landing page that they would like to try to create or use, what have you, go ahead and type that into the question box, and we'll take a look at that. Couple of things. Let me go back to my account homepage. Had a client send me a landing page. He wanted to do a webinar, I think, for homeowners in his area. And so he sent me a landing page and said, well, can we do this with Listings to Leads? And so I created this landing page, and he absolutely loved it. The landing page he had a ton of text on it, and this guy is super savvy. This guy's been doing internet marketing for years, super savvy with internet marketing and Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff. He fell in love with this versus what the example that he had sent me, because he recognized, as did I, that the landing page he sent me had a ton of text on it. And so this one, minimal text, because I think one of the big things that a lot of people do in a landing page, especially custom landing pages where you got more control over what's on it, is they just kind of have a just overload of text. All right, there's so much text on the landing page, and the more text, the more words you got on a landing page, in general, the less it's going to convert for you. All right, the less text, the better it is. All right, and some people are having questions about particular landing pages. Go ahead and email that to support. If you got questions on a particular landing page that you need support help with, go ahead and email that to support, please. But if you got examples or questions on a landing page, type of landing page to create, that's what I want to hear about. So anyways, back to this one. And so I created this one. I thought I might take a look at a landing page like this in this webinar. Also, FSBOs. This guy, I thought this was nice to bring out. This guy here called a FSBO, received permission to market the property. And so he added the FSBO to his Listings to Leads account and ran a Facebook ad for it. Generated some good leads. And then he sent it out to his database and scheduled 2 buyer consultations. I thought that was pretty cool. So I thought I would take a look at that. Then this one we may get to, I might come back to that post. Same with this one. And then here is another buyer landing page. All right, so to get back into my account, for buyer leads, typically you're going to do best, if you're going after buyer leads, to borrow a listing. If you don't have any listings, is to borrow a listing from somebody else, either in your office or where you got permission to market a listing. All right, this could be an old listing. Maybe you got an agent in your office who's got a listing that just hasn't sold in a couple of months. Maybe it's a listing that's new with an agent that you know isn't going to do any marketing with it for the most part. Maybe it's an agent who you know doesn't mind other people marketing their listings. Maybe talk to your broker. If you're not sure about that, maybe talk to your broker and just say, hey, listen, I've got a way to do some really good marketing to generate leads for my business, and I'd like to know, who do you think I could borrow listings from to do some Facebook advertising for? All right, and your broker will know typically who would be the one to talk to. And if your broker is actually a listing agent, that would be, you might be kind of lucky in that case, in that they may let you borrow their listings. All right, and so on the listings dashboard here, you'll see where you can either grab a listing if it's active on Trulia, which 9 times out of 10 it is, or you can add the listing to your account manually. It takes about 2 minutes, right? And if you don't have any listings and you're trying to get some buyer leads, getting that listing into your account either by grabbing it or adding it, and once it's on your listing dashboard here like this, I'll just assume, let's just say it's an active listing here. Click on the property address, social media posts and ads, your social media, the very first one, and you'll get a landing page that looks like this. And so then you can advertise listings, and listings are always going to be the best way to generate leads, right? So keep in mind, it doesn't have to be your listing, and it doesn't have to be a listing that's new or fresh. It can be an old listing, all right? So if another great way to borrow listings is ask somebody if you can hold their listing open, all right? So again, if you got a top agent in your office or an agent with multiple listings and they don't have time to hold them open all the time. I know when I was an agent, invariably every single sales meeting, somebody would ask, can anybody hold open one of my listings this weekend, right? And so try to find a listing that you can hold open, all right? Because the open house marketing and lead generation module is super, super powerful. Get that listing into your account for the open house like this. It'll say open house. You'll see that little symbol to the right of the address. You have all the open house marketing and lead generation tools right here in the task list. And then for the landing page, here's my landing page. I can just click the view icon to bring up the landing page and go do a Facebook ad for it. All right. Does that make sense for everybody? So borrowing listings, your own listings, those are always going to be the best way to generate buyer leads. All right. Let me see here. David, typically the browser will flip it into whatever language the person is using. If someone's speaking Spanish, their browser will flip everything into Spanish. Do you have a sample of the webinar? I'm not sure what sample of the webinar means, Alex. All right. So use listings, either your listings or borrow listings. That should be your base. All right. So if we think about lead generation and building your business, it's going to have a different foundations. Listings should be your base foundation. All right. Borrowing listings. One of our clients, we had a lot of clients, but there's one I'm thinking of in particular. The guy was a car salesman, started off into real estate, had nothing in real estate, no experience, no listings. And he just started with listings to leads, started borrowing listings. He would borrow 10, 12, 15 listings at a time and just market them online. And the cool thing about it was, as people in the area started seeing all these ads from him, right, with different listings, they started thinking, wow, this guy is good, right? This guy has a ton of listings because they see him marketing these listings. And that's the cool thing about borrowing listings. If you are borrowing listings to market, people, they don't know the difference between listing agents and marketing agents, all right? Consumers have zero idea of the difference between a listing agent and a marketing agent. So if you can get permission to market other people's listings, you're going to be looked at as an area expert because you're now showing all these listings in your area. Does that make sense to everybody? So you can borrow listings and come across as a top agent in your area. All right. So keep that in mind. Borrow listings, get listings, whether they're old listings, whether they're new listings from somebody who's just not going to market them, whether it's an open house that you're going to hold open for somebody, but get listings into your account. All right. You should, if you're paying for 10 listings, or if you're paying 0 to 10 listings, you should literally have 10 listings in your account that you are marketing. All right. You don't have to market them all at the exact same time, right? I would run an ad on 2 to 3 listings at a time and just every week rotate them. All right. Does that make sense for everybody? All right. Get yourself into the mastermind group. Type in Facebook Pixel for information about Facebook Pixels, please. All right. You'll find information in the mastermind group on that. All right, we don't get into Facebook pixel training too much. A, there's a ton of it out there. B, Facebook changes it all the time, and we just can't provide support for Facebook pixels. But you can put the Facebook pixel in. I will show you for a listing. Click Edit. Under Advanced Settings for all your listings, and you'll see right there under Conversion Codes. All right, so Edit, Advanced Settings, Conversion Codes, and then I can add my widget, or my pixel. All right, whatever you want to call it. Paste in the pixel, how you want it added, and click Save. All right. Chris, I have not. All right, that doesn't really fall under our support for that, but that might be something you ask in the mastermind group and see if anyone's been doing that. I know people use it with Messenger with our landing pages, but we just haven't gotten to the training on that. All right, so for listings, if you want to add a pixel, again, Edit, Advanced Settings, Conversion Codes, and there's your pixel, all right, where you can add it. Now, oh, listen, let me show you before we get to the landing pages. Let me go back into the listings. I want to show some. If I go to add listing, for sale by owner. So if you just picking back up on this post here, called a FSBO, received permission to market the property. Again, that's another awesome thing. So if you got FSBOs in your area, you know, you don't need to call them up and say, hey, why are you such an idiot for trying to market your home yourself? Don't you realize how stupid that is? You need to list with an agent, right? No, that's going to alienate them, right? So if you got a FSBO in your area, don't go after that FSBO, right, as if they're an idiot. Go after that FSBO as a service and say, listen, I got different buyers that might be interested in your property. Would you mind if I marketed your FSBO to my database of buyers, right? Get permission to do that, right? Add it to your account. Get that, send it to your database. All right, so I might add that listing to my account, right? Click for sale by owner, add it to my account, right? You can't really pull in a FSBO from a data feed or from Trulia, since it probably won't be on Trulia, but you can add it to your account very, very easily. And then once it's in your account, if I click on listings, I think I've got a FSBO, here we go, for sale by owner right there. 333 Main Court in Sarasota, Florida, for sale by owner. If I click on the task list, you'll see I've got all the tools. So I've got the listing landing page. I've got the single property website. In this case, I even got the seller's name on there and phone number. I could have that. You got the option of putting your name and your confirmation, your information on there, or the seller's information on there. But I can send this to my database by sending the link to them. I could do the e-flyer for your database here. Then send this out to my database and generate both buyer leads and seller leads. All right, so send it to your database. And then once you've established a little bit of trust with that FSBO homeowner, ask them, hey, do you mind if I market this on Facebook, right? And, to help generate some business for you. I send it out to my database. I got a few people that are interested in it that may like to see it. If the FSBO homeowner doesn't have any pictures, offer to get some pictures of the property, all right? But going after FSBOs is such an awesome way also to get more listings to be able to market to generate more leads, all right? So don't be afraid of FSBOs. You might even try that with an expired. I haven't thought about that before, but I wonder if I might pop that as a question in there. If you could do that with an expired to send to your, now you probably can't do that because you wouldn't want to there's no, what's the word I want to use? There's no contract in place for selling it. So, all right, scratch that. I'm just kind of thinking out loud there. But I do know people, if you search in the mastermind group, go after expireds, showing off listings to leads to the expired homeowner with all the tools that they've got to help market the property, all right, which is typically probably better than what the previous listing agent was doing, all right? So FSBOs, expireds, FSBOs in particular, after what we just got done talking about, great market to go after, all right, along with borrowing listings from other agents in your office. All right. So do you want me to show should we do a stop renting, start owning type ad, do a down payment assistant ad, do, not ad, landing pages, do a landing page like this one? What would you like me to do first? Let me take a little poll here. And let me see if I can get my thing here, okay. All right, stop renting. All right, we're getting pretty even. All right, you know what? We'll try to do both. I'll try to do both. I'll do a stop renting, start owning, and then I will do, yeah, listing landing page. Mark, I just got done showing that. And we cover that a lot more in our Tuesday webinars. So I'll do stop renting, start owning, and then I'll do this one as well. All right. Let's go to landing pages. So I can, for stop renting, start owning, I'll do a custom landing page buyers. So right now I'm just going to display all my custom landing page buyers. And you'll see I got stop renting, start owning in Folsom, stop renting, start owning in Tracy. I got down payment assistance in Folsom, Granite Bay down payment assistance. All right, so cool thing here is I got multiple stop renting, start owning landing pages. And if you're going to do a landing page like this, try to make sure that you do it for the district, neighborhood. If it's an area like where I live, smaller area, then I can do it for Granite Bay, for example. If you're in a larger area like San Francisco, you want to do it by either district or neighborhood. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the landing page. I'll do custom landing page buyers. Now keep in mind what I'm showing you. You can do this for pretty much whatever you want to use it for. All right. So take what I'm showing you. You can use it as is, or you can kind of go off and do something else with it. So let me see. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to launch a few of these landing pages. We can take a look at them while we're making mine, the new one. So you say I got 3 stop renting, start owning landing pages, and they all look really different. All right. So back here, custom landing page buyers, add landing page, location. Somebody give me a location. Somebody give me a name of an area. Stop renting, start owning will always work, Chris. I'm not sure why would you say is it still working for anyone? All right, somebody give me a neighborhood. So Bloomington, Illinois. Ooh. Actually, yeah, get yourself into the mastermind group. There was a comment on that just happened, Chris. So I'll say, now I'm not going to put IL. All right, keep this in mind. All I need is Bloomington. And if I want to put a note, I can. I'm going to put the same thing. I think it's Bloomington. There we go. Click save. So it's going to take us right to the editor. And let's kind of work our way down the editor. So first thing we got is background image. I'm going to unshade it. I can upload a new image and try to make sure that the image, right, that the image is of your area, all right? You can change the background colors here. I'm gonna leave it as is. Custom page content. Now I'm gonna add a countdown counter. Headline, hurry before. Anybody know when the next Fed meeting is? I think it was April 1st. So if it was April 1st, April to May to June to July. So would July 1st be the next Fed meeting? Maybe July 2nd, Monday, I'm not sure. Right? So it's cool because we got a countdown clock counting down to the next Fed meeting, right? And it's expected that rates are going to rise, right? In fact, someone asked there about getting off the fence, interest rates rising. So using the countdown clock like this, David, would be a great way to kind of, to put that in front of people like, hey, interest rates are rising. Let's get going here, people. Lead form text. So if you want to do a down payment assistance, you can just change Folsom in this case to whatever you want it to be, but I'm going to do, so I got 3 examples here, and I can post all of these in the mastermind group a little bit later, right? So I'm just gonna copy and paste that. And then the title, stop renting. All right. So let's click on view. We'll see what the landing page looks like here. So we got to stop renting, start owning, get a free list of homes on the market, learn how to qualify for down payment assistance from available financial programs. Get the information now. So that landing page looks pretty good. Now there's a couple of things I can change here. All right, so I'm using the Facebook Connect lead form. So when people click on this, it's going to get their information from Facebook. So when they click on it, a pop-up will appear, and they will have to approve that they're going to give you their information from Facebook. Alternatively, under form fields, let's say I don't want to use that, I can uncheck use Facebook registration, and I could just click email, for example. I would hide name. I would probably hide phone. And if I click preview, you'll see now that they're just going to put an email address in there. And when they click the button, I'll just get their email address straight up. So it's not, in this case, I'm not using Facebook. So in this case, my lead capture, I'm just going to get their email. They click send the information, I'll get their email, and then I can get them the information regarding this. In this case, they're going to click the button, I'll get their name and email, but it's going to launch a pop-up from Facebook, and then it's going to ask them to approve you getting their information from Facebook. So you can try either way. Maybe try one for a couple of days, see how it works. Give it 3 or 4 days, see how it works. If you like how it's working, leave it. And then if you want to try it this way, where I'm just going to collect their email address here and see how that works, right? In different places, that'll work differently. So you got this will be the default, but if I want to change it to this, then I can, all right? And again, that would be under form fields. expand it. I can come down here and I can check, uncheck, use Facebook registration. And then I got my other form fields here. All right. When I go after buyer leads, I don't need their address. I typically don't need their phone number, right? Because again, the more information I collect on this lead form, the fewer leads I'm going to get. So I'm not going to argue with anybody, right? Some people are going to say, well, I have to have the phone number. All right. If you have to have the phone number, you can. If you have to have the name, right, just make it required. And I can actually drag and drop the order. So let's say I want email to be first. I want name to be second. I want phone to be third. So I just drag and drop all that around. And then when I click save, now I got email, name, and phone. Now I'm going to generate a lot less leads. So for me, again, I don't even need their name. All I need is their email address, but I just want you all to see the differences and just understand every time I add another form field, I'm essentially going to cut my lead generation in half. All right. So if I was going to collect 20 leads with email only, if I had email and name, I'll go from 20 to 10. And then if I go add phone, I may generate 5 leads, right? Whereas I would have gotten 20 with email only. So it's up to you. Again, all I want is their email address. So I'm going to hide all that. And I will make email required, of course. And I would use this landing page like that. All right. Now, the other thing, what's this going to look like when I put it on Facebook? Facebook share image. And I can just click in here. I might just leave that like that, change the color of the banner. There's a little slider down here. See how that goes? Makes it more opaque, less opaque. And kind of move that around. All right. I can select a new image. All right. I'm going to change this back to green. I like that green. And let me see what it looks like if I put in. I'm going to click save. Now I'm going to show you one more thing here. So let's save. If you see on the bottom, you can test the final image by using Facebook image text check. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. And this is the tool within Facebook that lets you check, do I have too much text in my image, all right? And again, that link was right here. So I'm going to download this image. Let it download. I'd rather just find out now before I start trying to run an ad if there's too much text in this. So I just downloaded the image. Here's that image that just downloaded to my computer. There's a link that just opened. So I'm going to click upload. And let's see what Facebook says about our picture. All right, awesome. All right, so image text, okay, your ad will run normally. So that's good to know. I can just save it. Well, I don't need to save it. I've already saved it, but I'm in the habit of saving things multiple times from my college days of having computers conk out on you at the most inopportune times. So, all right, if you ever had that happen to you, whether it's work or college, and you're dead in the water. Now, a couple of things here. Facebook pixels on a custom landing page right there, HTML widget code, add new HTML widget code. So this is where you can add your Facebook pixels, right? Google, Facebook, what have you, right there. If you want to add an autoresponder here, check autoresponder, click customize, and you might say stop lynching, start owning. All right, here's where I can, and you can either upload, if you have a PDF of information, all right, I can upload the PDF that I want attached to the autoresponder. I say, if I take a dynamic tag, right? Put in the information there as appropriate for whatever the landing page is dealing with. All right, that signature, I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. I can click save. If you're using LionDesk, you can add in your follow-up plan name right there. And of course, check CRM source. You got embed code right here if you want to add this to your website or blog post. I got the embed code. Click save all changes. Close it. And again, I'm gonna click save at on the landing page level again. Again, that's just my habit. And let's click view one more time. All right. People put in the email. Click send the information. I just got the lead notification. The lead notification already came through. And let me go. Pop it out. So there's what that signature looks like. There's the information we just put in. And since I wasn't collecting a name, I may go back and take out where it says first name so that I don't get a comma right there. All right, so that's the autoresponder. So I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to do this because I want you to see, as you test out your landing page and see how it works, you go, I see how it works, but I want to change something. So I'm going to go back in where it says autoresponder, and since I'm not collecting people's names, right, I don't have the name in the form field, I'll just take out that dynamic tag for first name. Click save again. Save all changes and close. And then again, you don't need to, but I'm just in the habit of clicking save. And then I would test out that landing page one more time and make sure it works properly. All right. So let me see, give me a second. CRM customer, if I have a LionDesk. You put in the, Cindy, you put in the LionDesk, follow-up plan name, right? Let's take view one more time, and let's fill this out again, and let's see what that autoresponder looks like now. So the autoresponder is going to come from your email address. I'm getting on my Wise Agent alerts. I get my LionDesk alerts because I got my account set up for both. And let me pop out that autoresponder. Right. So you see it's coming from me. So the autoresponder is going to come from your email address you've got in your profile. so that way they think it's coming from you. It's being sent to me because I filled out the landing page. Here's all the information I put in the autoresponder. All right. And then there's my listings to leads email signature at the bottom. Now, a couple of cool things is, and we saw this here, the ability to add video to a landing page. Let me open up this video and I'll show. So if you got a video on YouTube, you can copy that link and I'll give this to everybody in the webinar here. And back in the landing page edit section, under custom page content, I can select instead of countdown counter, I can say YouTube video. Drop in the YouTube video link, click preview. And I'll save. And this video here might be kind of cute to have on the landing page as well, right? So that's very, very cute video. In fact, let me give everybody that video. I get asked for this video. Every time I show it, everyone's always asking me for that video. So let me see. I'll send that to everybody. So take a look at that video if you like. And let me close out a few tabs. I'm gonna leave that one open. So based on what we just did, right, I can't remember, for the people that like this landing page, do you see how now you can create this landing page very, very easily? All right, if I go into my landing page dashboard, listings to leads, add new landing page, I'll do custom free report or custom landing page for sellers. And these are all the same landing page. We just break them out so that you can have a, so that when you're looking for a landing page later, you can go, well, was that a buyer landing page or a seller landing page? And then was it one with a report or not? So it just makes it a little easier to find your landing pages. And you can also bookmark landing pages. I'll show you that in a second. But I might say Bloomington homeowner webinar. I don't really need a note. Right, and then again, I can just upload a proper image. If I want to, I can also uncheck shade image. Under styles and color, under background, I may just make that a little bit less opaque. That way the color, the panel behind the text is a little bit darker, so that it's a little bit easier to read. Custom page content, I might do a countdown clock to when the webinar is going to be held. In this case, this free webinar starts in, and I got the countdown clock starting to when the my webinar is going to happen. And since I'll say my webinar is next Friday, so it's not today the 26th, but it'll be May 4th. So I'll go over to May 4th. Again, I'll click preview. Close that out. Lead form text. In fact, let me give this link to everybody. And that way you can just do what I'm going to do, right? You just copy and paste from another landing page right into this section. So I'm just copying this text and back in listings to leads, I'm putting my cursor in there. Right, I got address is being shown. Right, we display address for sellers by default, but that can always be taken off. At this point, I'm gonna click on save. And then under form field, right, I might leave it like this and test it out. And then if it doesn't work great, I might go back later and uncheck use Facebook registration. Under advanced options, enable autoresponder. Right, so you get the idea, right? Just adding the autoresponder in there. I got my signature bar down there. Might move it up a little bit. Click save. Save all changes. Close that out and just click save one more time up here. And now we got an awesome landing page for doing a webinar, right? Similar to what my client asked me the other day. Let's see here, a couple more questions coming in. Yes, very customizable. Yeah, exactly. Well, and the cool thing is, and you see here in my account, right? And if you ever want to bookmark something, if I click that little bookmark icon, that'll make sure it stays at the top of my page. So even if I go back to the landing page dashboard, it'll show up on the top first page unless I bookmarked, a million of them. And then B, also, when I go to find specific landing page types, like custom landing page sellers or buyers, all the ones I bookmarked will show up on the top of that page as well. And that way I keep track of all of my landing pages very, very easily. Now, let me just go down, now that you've seen how to customize a landing page, let me just take a look at a few landing pages I've got here. Paloma New Construction. Right, this is a great landing page for new construction. So if you get new construction, maybe you've got a new condo development, you got a new subdivision, right, what have you, right? A new neighborhood being built by whoever, right? Run a landing page highlighting it. Get a picture of it, go by, take a picture yourself, all right? Get a picture from the sales office if you can't do it yourself, right? It doesn't really matter, just get a picture, right? Inside, outside, whatever it is. A lot of times those new developments have incentive programs, right? If they do, try to make sure you get that incentive top dollar amount in there, right? That'd be a great landing page going after new construction, right? Paloma New Construction there. Free summer camps. Oh, this is coming up soon, all right? Oh, let's see what happened there. Orange Free Granite Bay Summer Camps. Maybe it was that one. All right. So my account, I did this one for last summer. So I'm gonna go back. Let's click on, you see there's my note, free summer camp list. I'll click on, let's edit this landing page a little bit. I'm gonna go to custom page content. What's the first day of summer? June 21st, but they're all out of school by then. I'll say, I'll look at it, when does school end? let's say school in this area ends on June 7th. And I might put the text above the countdown clock. Hurry before all right. Yeah, so June 21st. Thank you, Derek. Yeah. But, you know, if you think about it, June 21st, that's going to be way too late, right? Because camps probably start as soon as school gets out. So I'll just say hurry before school ends, right? Another great landing page. And this would be a great landing page. You know, a lot of these landing pages, they make great postings as well, right? And this might make a great blog post, right? If I come in here, if I click on advanced options, for those of you that know how to blog, right, take my embed code. There's my embed code right there. Take that embed code, do a blog post talking about summer camps coming up, and then offering a free list of summer camps to people that want it, all right? Or sell a landing page for the spring market end. Yeah. You know, that's an awesome idea, right? So good to see you, lady. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. And I apologize if I've just missed you, but yeah, that's an awesome idea. Sell a landing page, sell before the spring market ends with that same clock, all right? So if I go custom landing page, oh, that's my display, add new landing page, custom landing page sellers, add new landing page, and then just I'm gonna stay with the same Bloomington, spring. Now let's do sell before spring. How would I hurry before spring selling season? All right, click save. I know there's no exact date on this, but when does the spring selling season end? Anybody know? Right, I'm gonna click upload image. I'll go to my desktop. I'm gonna upload an image of my area. I'm gonna uncheck shade image. So yeah, before June 21st, okay. Styles and color. Again, I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna slide my slider over. I just like that to be a little bit darker. If I left the image shaded, then it would have been good by default. But I like to unshade my image, and then I like to make that background a little bit less opaque. And by background, I mean the background, this kind of blue panel behind this text here. I like to be a little bit darker. Custom page content. I will do my countdown counter, and I'll say, hurry before the spring. So when I first start doing text like this, I don't worry about being too exact. I just like to throw something in here, see how it looks. Right? That actually looks pretty good. I didn't put in a date. So I'll say June 21st. Someone just, whatever date you think is appropriate for your area. All right, so kind of, again, we're working our way down the page. Lead form text. I'll say the spring home selling market is hot. So I'm just making this up. If anybody has any idea for better text, chime in. Doug, I did use Google Earth. Yeah. Description text. Again, if anyone's got any idea here, share it with me right now, but I might put Bloomington homes are selling on average in 20 days and at 101% of asking price. Get a free list of the top 10 get the free top 10 list on how to make sure your home is sold for top dollar and fast for top dollar. All right, let's just, again, when I'm first doing a landing page like this, I don't worry too much about being exact. I do that in the edit. All right, so what I do when I say edit, I'll look at this landing page for a while. Like, I'm not going to just go and throw it up on Facebook. Right, I'm just going to sit here and look at it and read it. You know, I might set it up for even a day and just go, does this really make sense? Right, I may look at it in a couple hours, and again, and from kind of a fresh perspective, and go, the spring home selling market is hot. The Bloomington homes are selling on average in 20 days and 101% above asking. And at 100% of asking price. I may say, oh, you know what, above asking sounds better. So I come in here. And so spend, and this is true on anything. And I say this a lot of times when we're doing just listed ads, right? Is make sure you edit. And when I mean edit, review your text. Does everything look right? Am I assuming people should know what the real estate lingo means, right? A lot of people like to use real estate lingo. So always make sure you're speaking from a consumer perspective and consumer language, all right? And so I may come in and go, you know, above asking, I might say above asking. Click on preview. Now, if I refresh this, that'll change, all right? And so now I've got a top 10 list. So you may put in your top 5, top 7, top 3, top 10, right? Whatever it is. Then come into the autoresponder under advanced options. Now, if you got a list of the top 10 things and you want to add it as a PDF, you can. If you want to just write it out, right? Get your autoresponder done, boom, you're off and running. Fighting your tax bill? Yeah, totally. Temperatures are up and so are sales prices. That's good. So, Mary, that might be awesome to put in the text of the ad itself as well, right? Yeah, fighting the tax bill. In fact, I've got a landing page, my week 4 landing page. Oh, I went back to my account homepage. Landing pages, week 4, or actually here we go, home tax appraisal. So I got a property valuation landing page where I kind of get to that, Doug. But yeah, I could use a custom landing page. I could use a property valuation plus landing page. So yeah, there's a lot of options there, whether I want to use a property valuation landing page or I want to use a custom landing page. All right. All right, any other questions? We're almost up to an hour. Can't believe it. right? But I think we went through a lot of different landing pages, right? The spring home selling market is hot, right? I think that's a good landing page. This one I love, right? Summer camps, because this is a kind of a cool thing because I'm not really going after homeowners or renters. I just want to get people in my database, and that's where this kind of a landing page can come and play very, very nicely. In fact, you see where it says here, 2017. Let's go back in. Custom landing page buyers. Granite Base summer camps. I'm gonna click on edit. So instead of having to create a brand new landing page this year, just because this one is from last year, I'll just come in here under lead form text, change 17 to 18. Click on preview. All right, the landing page is the right change. I'm gonna come into styles and color and go, you know what, I'm gonna make that, again, I'm gonna make these panels just a little bit darker, a little bit less opaque, in other words. I'm gonna use that slider and change it. Right, just makes that text a little bit easier to read. So now when I refresh my landing page, all right, awesome. So that's a great landing page. And again, this isn't really for buyer leads or seller leads, but it's a great way to get people into your database from the area, all right? Great way to get people in the database. New construction, right? Let's go after new construction. There's new construction everywhere, all right? I don't know of a place in America hardly that does not have new construction, all right? So new construction is a great one, especially because a lot of times new construction has incentives. New construction is not usually in the MLS, not every one of them, right? The builder may put in 1 or 2 units in the MLS, but a lot of times, a lot of the units are out of the MLS, right? So people don't have any way of getting information on the units unless they get a hold of the developer, all right? So by advertising new construction like this, you get the whole incentive thing, you get the time of urgency, right, aspect of it. So go after that. The idea, if you want to do a webinar, right, or maybe you're doing a seminar, right? I said webinar, but maybe you're doing a seminar. Maybe you're going to do a seminar at a coffee shop, right? Maybe there's a local coffee shop and they got a meeting room, and so you're going to do a seminar at the coffee shop. Well, just change webinar to seminar, and you're good to go. We did a stop renting, start owning with video and also with a countdown clock, right, where we talked about hurry before the rates rise after the next Fed meeting. Oh, I put the video on that, forgot about that. All right, so we went through quite a bit of landing pages. I think we covered both buyers and sellers. Anybody have any questions on anything that we've covered? I will make this webinar available later this morning. I am recording it, so if you're watching the webinar, you can go back and pause and everything as needed. But any other questions, quick questions before we go? David, awesome, got new construction in Sioux Falls. Yep, yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. I would, in fact, one of the things that you may think about is you saw under notes, you see how I've got all these different landing pages, and you want to make sure that you're always rotating landing pages, all right? So you may in the notes, right? So if I click on stop rent, so I got stop renting, start owning, I got Folsom down payment assistance. I'm going to click on the title and watch this. I'm going to click edit, and in my notes, I'm going to do week 1 and 3, save. So I'm doing this in my notes and just kind of watch here. I'm at custom landing page for buyers. Let's go back to my custom landing page for buyers. What I'm doing is I want to have a rotation of landing page. So I got stop renting and start running Folsom. I'm going to run this landing page every week 1 and 3. And then my note for Folsom, again, I'm going to click on edit. And if I click edit right here, right below the name, edit, week 2 and 4. And let's go back to custom landing page buyers. And now we see I got weeks 2 and 4. And that way I can easily see which ads I'm going to run in what week, right? Because just like I say in all the Tuesday webinars, one of the worst things that happens to people is they start running an ad and it does well, and then they keep running that same ad, and then they start complaining about a month or weeks later and go, well, it was working, and now it's not working anymore. Well, what doesn't work is showing the same thing to the same people all the time. It's like that hit song, right? After about like the 700th time you've heard it, you're over it, right? You're like, don't play that song again. All right, you loved it last week, this week, not so much. You're just kind of tired of hearing it. Well, your ads are the same way, right? People get tired of seeing them over and over and over, right? I'm talking about the same ad. So make sure you're rotating your ads, right? And every few months, change the landing page image, change the Facebook share image, right? Change up the text a little bit, maybe change the color of the banner that's in the image. Does that make sense to everybody? So make sure you're keeping your stuff fresh. Make sure you're rotating your landing pages. Make sure you're rotating the images that you're using in your ads. And that way your ads won't get so stale, all right? All right, everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining us. As always, great to have you all on the webinar. Great to see so many people today. A lot of new people, a lot of our, how do I say, I can't say older clients, but our long-term clients, long-time clients. How's that? All right, good to see everybody. Talk to you soon, everybody. Thank you so much.